build index. Okay. So these commands you have. Okay. So these are the list of commands which you need to be good with, right? So yeah. So after this, we will discuss all of these. Okay. Except the define and delete, whatever we have discussed, all of these also we will discuss. Along with that, you need to remember few return codes for the ID cams. Okay. Some ID cams return codes. So what are the ID cam return codes, the general return codes which you will face? So if it is 0 means successful execution, okay, this I need not tell, okay, and if it is 4 means warning, okay, and what do you mean if the return code is 8? What does it mean?
Yes, sir.
It means that serious error at time of execution, it may it may fail, right? And then if you have max is 12, then what does this mean? 12 means again a serious error. Yeah. And what does it mean? Execution is impossible. Okay. The execution, if you get max is 12 means execution is impossible only. Right. If you get max is 16, what is there? There is a fatal error. So these things you have to remember. Okay. So in fatal error, what happens? The job terminates, right? So these are the things. Okay. So define. Everyone knows about define. So define a cluster. We have defined ESDS, KSDS, RDS, these things using the define command. Yes. Define has already been discussed. So if you want me to repeat, I will repeat. Right, guys? Respond, guys. Unmute. 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 Come on. What is happening? Please respond. Yes or no? Swapnalata, Zakir. What about others? Why full mute? Swapnalata?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yes, sir. So you know define this define in ID camps, or you want me to repeat it, or we can go further. What's whoever are new, people who know already, that different for them. Whoever are new for the VSAM, I'm asking for them. Bharat Reddy, Neeraja. I need response from you guys. Why you are?
Yes, sir. Sir.
So yeah, Neeraja, what do you think?
Yeah, can you please explain, sir? Because I don't know define about the define. I don't know.
Okay, I will go from the start. Right. So this is the define. We will see about the define one first. Okay. So let this mainframe start. Okay. And I have seen many of you are getting problems while doing your DB2 or all those things. You will get problems. The first thing you will try is $POJQ, comma all. So this will clear your spool area. Okay, if there is any spool area problem, that will clear your spool area. Other than that, if you are still not getting your things properly, at that time you have to give another command, which is dollar, okay, d, okay, please remember, $d, and then space, then q, and you can enter. Okay, so this will solve the major issues if you are having in future also. Like yesterday, I think Ashok Kumar had asked me some problems he is getting. Ashok, are you there? Ashok. Ashok. Okay. Okay.
Sir,
Okay.
his
So
comment,
yeah,
sir, his comment is simple. Dollar D.
$D, give one space and then Q.
Okay.
And even if that is also not working, then you give COU PLE couple equal to XX. Okay, then it will definitely it will come out of, if there is, see, coupling error means in the spool all the your spaces are just freeze. No one can use it. You cannot even delete. In such cases, you can use like this. Or else, if it is in infinite loop, then I think most of you know that R space 00, comma I. Okay, these are your statements which you, if you are giving, so you can see reply is zero. Yeah. So these are the statements what you have to do regularly for your maintenance. Yeah. So we will see about the define statement. Okay. Inside this, you have something like a define cluster. If you are defining a cluster, you will give define cluster. Then brackets open. You will give some name. Okay. And then you will give a file name. Right. Then you will close. And if you want to continue to the next line, you will give an hyphen, right? Now, cylinder, CYL, or else track, TRK, whatever you want, you can give the primary quantity and then the secondary quantity. So you can give commas. If it is not working, you can give with a space. Okay. So then the track you will give the space. Okay, then you will give like free space, free space, free space without any space in between the free and the space. Then you can give the ci percentage space, the ca percentage, right? Next, continuing, then you can give your keys. Yeah.
Sir, is free space is mandatory?
Yeah, free space is mandatory. And if you don't give, it will take the default. If your system admin who has installed in your system, he has given the free space as 10 times. Suppose if you give it in our mainframe environment, free space, if we don't give, I think it is taking. Okay.
Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you.
So keys is 7, let us say, or else 4. So this is the length. Okay, and then you will give one space, and then you will give any number which is the offset. Okay, I think I have told about this. So this is the length of the characters you want, the length of the column, how many columns you want to make it as keys, and from which position. So if you give 0, you are starting with the first position. Okay, means the first column. Okay, right. Next, after these, you can also give like record size is there and so many things are there. You can read it, but you have something called as a share option, SHR. Okay, these share options you have. So you will give 2 and 3, and I have given a few notes. I told you to do the research of the share option. Okay, and you have to continue in every. Right? So now this is about your share option. Then you have something like CISZ. So morning also have discussed. You can give anything from 512 to 4 kilobytes or 32 kilobytes. You can give few numbers. So up to 4 kilobytes is the standard. So you can give 4,000. These are represented in bytes. So what does this mean? Control interval size. Okay. So you give less if you want to access the file dynamically and in random mode, right? That time you will give the CISZ size as less, okay? And you will give more if you want to access it sequentially, right? Then in the KSDS, you can have the data component and then the index component, right? In the data component, you can give just like this name. Again, the brackets will be open and you will give some name of the file, okay? And then you will close, you will double close it and you can, right? And same thing you can do with the index also. You can give an index name, file dot index like this to identify, and then you can finish off, okay? For the index also, you can give your CISZ, right? So for index also, you can give your CIS. So any doubts in the define cluster, this is your syntax. Okay. In mainframe tech help or tutorials point also, you can find the syntax. This is nothing but by hearting. That's it. Okay. So we will just create this is. So let us create IBM user. This one. Okay. Right. Okay. And one more thing I wanted to tell, so that I don't know whether you will do your research or not. So one more thing I wanted to tell about this share options. Share options. So what are share options? You guys can tell? Anyone who knows. So here I told about this share options. Yeah, 2 comma 3. So morning also I have told. So what are these share options?
Means multiple others ready. Read only. Can access by
Yeah.
single user.
So share options, then you can give two things, okay? Cross region, right?
Consist.
And then cross system,
Consist.
okay? So cross region, in the cross region, you can give, like let us say two, which is maximum used, you have to give two only. Two says that one job can update it and multiple jobs can read it, okay? One job can update it and multiple jobs can read it. Okay. In the cross region, if you have given two, whichever you will give. Padma, there is disturbance from you. You can mute Padma. Yeah. So this is cross region, right? Next, you have something called as cross system. Inside the cross system, you will have like option 3, which you will use maximum. So what does this do? Cross system jobs can also
Both read
update
and write.
this file. Yeah, cross system, like your CICS, whatever you are using, it can also update the vSAM, right? So this is normally what you want to do. So please read about the share options, and you have online lots of material. Just you have to type in Google share options, then you will understand. Some things you have to read it on your own, right? So these are the things, and we will see about define once more. Okay, let us start over here. Equal to 3.4, and we have something like vsam.pgms thing. Over here we had like our define. If we had, okay, yeah, items. Okay. So what is this? This is for a defining. This is for defining. What do we have? Define cluster and then name, a KSDS name, RRDS name, anything. CISZ, you can give the keys from which to which you want to give the keys length and the offset, indexed, volume, track, free space, then the data and the this one. So if you want, you can make changes. Okay. So I will give 3 only, and let me submit once again. If it is already present, it may give error. That's it. Yeah, max is 0. Okay. So we have created something called as KSDS3. Okay, and which has the data component as ksds3 dot data, and which has the index component called as ksds3 dot index, right? So this is your define command, right? Whatever we have discussed. Yes. So any doubts in define? Yeah.
Mm, no, sir.
Okay. So this is your define command. Next, we will see about. Let me see the hierarchy what I have given. Or else, yeah, let me see the repro command. So we will see the second one, which is repro, REPRO, repro command. Okay. Why is this repro command used for? It is used to copy, okay, one data set, copy one data set to another. Okay. This is the use of your repro command. Okay. So now the copy can be done in different ways. So what are the ways you can copy, right? So you can copy from a vsam file to a vsam file, right? You can copy from a vsam to a ps. You can copy from, let us say, ps to ps extended mode, or ps to vsam, vice versa also. So if you have a data inside this vsam, you can copy from the vsam to ps, or else from ps to vsam also. For that, you will use the repro command. Okay. So you have two methods in it. Okay, two methods of giving your repro command. So one is repro, repro repro. Then you will give, let us say, two things, which is in file, and then you will give the dd name, which is your input, right? Then you will give your out file, then you will give the dd name, which is your output, right? So like this also you can give. And another method you have, let us say method 2, and another method also you have, which is in data set right? In data set, then you have to give the directly the file name. Suppose ksds3, so we will give ksds3 directly. So if you are giving in data set, you have to give directly the ksds. Well, right? Then the out data set. Okay. Then let us say ksds4. Like this, we can definitely create. Hmm. So this is about your repro command. So let us use our repro command. We will go back and refresh. I have, for saving the time, I have already done some repro. Okay. So this is like, let us do with ASDS3. Okay. And yeah, ASDS3 we will do. So this is your input. So let me just open our KSDS. So let me go like star equal to m.7, which is the ditto option, right? Edit one. Okay. So KSDS3, right? So now, so how? What is the key length? Right?
3, sir.
3, sir.
Okay. And what is the offset?
Uh, 0 means from first column it will start.
Yes. So let us give some key. So 001 Elia. Okay. Insert 003 Padma. Again, if I insert 002, let us say Rajesh. Okay. So 004 Bharat. Okay. I have given these 1, 2, 3, and 4. I have given. Right? So I will just go back and re-enter. You can see it has been arranged to ascending order. So 01 Elia, 02 Rajesh, 03 Padma, 04 Bharat. We have. Okay, this is the name of the DSN is KSDS3, right? So let us go back, right? So this is our KSDS3 and I want the output, let us say exp.output I will create. So yeah, so let me just go back and equal to 3.2 exp dot output. I'm creating a PS so that we can save our results, right? So primary quantity, secondary quantity, no directory blocks, and this is blank, so it will create a PS. So exp dot output OP, right? So ds list exp dot op. So this is there. Now let us just submit it, right? So we are doing what the DD1 we have given the input. Okay, so we will give it like input. So whatever is there in our DSDS3 should come as an output to our exp.op, right? Yes, understood this? So in file is our DD1, out file is our DD2, right? So remember we are giving in file and out file, right? In file the DD name and then out file the DD name, right? So let us submit max CC 12. So what does it give? Records, yeah, not written because of the length is invalid. Okay, the length of the record is invalid. Why is it invalid? How do you see the length of your KSDS, whatever you have created? So it will take your default length. So if you want to go like equal to, let us say 3.2, and if you want to create a KSDS. So I will do sample something I will create, and then I will just define a KSDS, which is your cluster number 3. Yes. So over here, you have an option record size average. Yes. Then CI percentage and all those things you have. Okay. So these also matter. Your what? Record size average, okay, the CISZ average and all those things also matter. Because of that, you might have some problems. So let us do one thing. Let us go to our DS list exp.op, okay, and let us add some values inside the bsam file. So let me just give over here like 089 Ravi, yes, 099 Abhishek, 01019, okay, Suresh. So now let me just go back. Okay, our input file, let us make it as a dd2, and output file we want it in the KSDS. So let us see whether we can load or not, even if the records are right or wrong. So you can see max CC 8. So again, F4 M F8. So action error, record is out of sequence. Why? Key follows your this one. Why? What do you think? What is the sequence of your record? What you are loading, whatever you are loading, should be in sequence. So you can see I have given out of sequence. So equal to 3.4 and exp.op. Yes. So these are randomized. So we have to sort it, right? So we have to sort it. Now, if I have sorted, I will go back. Okay. If I submit it once again, let us just see whether it is successful or not. Okay. F4 and F8. Duplicate record key. Action error, duplicate record. So this has these two have been loaded. So whatever. So what did we give? We have to just verify. So let me just see over here in our KSDS we have Suresh, Ravi, and Abhishek. Okay. So we will go to equal to m.7. Okay. We will browse our vsam data. So number 3 option. Okay. KSDS3. Okay. Suresh, Ravi, Abhishek is there? Yes. Like this, we can load. Okay. So because this first time only it was created, maxcc 8 it generated. So what is the meaning of maxcc 8 is? 8 means it is a serious error at the time of execution. It may fail. May means there is a probability 50-50 chance. Okay. If you get max is equal, that means definitely it is failing. But 8 means, so we got max is 8, which means it is loaded, but there is some record which is out of sequence or something happened. Okay. So like that, we can see. So you can verify that we have Suresh, Ravi, and Abhishek. Okay. This is about your repro command. Yeah. So what we did, repro, in file, and then out file. We have done in file and out file. Yes, understood, guys? Like that, you can do in data set and out data set also.
Sir, can you explain one more time?
What should I explain? Which one you did not understand?
That one only, sir. In data.
Repro,
Yes, sir.
the
Yes.
complete repro.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. So now you have this KSDS3. Okay, KSDS3 is your input or output. How will you determine? In the out file, if you give the KSDS3's DD name, then it is their output, right? So our DD name is KSDS3. So what is your input? If you have like exp.op is our input, because DD2 we have given in file, right? Now let me just uh, go to our exp.op. Okay, let me make some changes in our data. So let me add few more things like 100 V Anand. Okay, 101 Pavani, 102 area. Yeah, I think I have already given. So I will give Swasi. Right. So I have added few things over here. So now we will give it as an input to what. So those changed documents, whatever we have, the changed records, these we will load it inside our KSDS3. So KSDS3 is our output, right? Anand, understood?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And input is our two. Now if we submit, you will get maxcc8. Maxcc8 means what? Did it execute or not execute? Yes. Anand, what do you mean by maxcc8?
Like,
May be or may not be. 50-50. Okay.
yes.
Severe error, but it may happen. So if we go to the school area, MF8, now if we see, the starting three records were already there. So that's why it is showing that a duplicate record. Okay. The next one, number of records processed were 3, and these things it is showing. So how do we verify? We will go to our ditto option. Okay. So over here, like in our m.7, and over here, if we want to browse our vsam file, which is ksds3. Okay, over here you can see it's Sasi, Anand, and Paul. This has been loaded. So like this, you will load in your KSDS. Okay,
Okay, sir.
using your web program. Yes. So anyone else have any doubts? You can ask.
Can you please show me in that KSDS file the output?
In the KSDS file, the output. Okay. Equal 7 browse 3 KSDS3. Yes. Yeah. Tell me.
Sir, how it is taking that length and RBA? Because we have given the 4089 as a record length. It will take
4089.
the record length we have taken that.
Okay.
So for the remaining 80 are there, no, sir. Those are for PS files. After converting to the KSDS, why it is not
From
taking
the
the
PS,
4089?
from yeah from the PS it is taking its that's record length. I don't know about how it is taking this 80 and 4098. I don't have clarity about this, so I'm not proper to answer this question. So internally, what it is doing, I'm not aware. And we are not bothered about this one. I think if some this question, if you are really keen, we can ask others. Yes.
I mean, based on that length only, there will be change in the RBA. So based on the RBA only, we were
Yes. Based
which
on
has
this
the
length only, there is a change in the RBA, and this change, whatever we have loaded from the PS, whatever was the logical record length, it is taking the logical record length size. So it can accommodate up to 4089 bytes. That is for sure.
okay,
So, so whatever the PS we are loading, so we are loading one complete record which whose length is 80. Okay, so it
okay.
is loading 80 bytes. Rest of it is leaving as fillers. So if you know COBOL, you know like fillers it is doing.
Okay,
So if
filler,
you do
filler, yeah.
from yeah. So if you are doing like your KSDS to VSAM, all those files concept you are doing, at that time also, the rest of the thing will take as fillers. So that's why you have the concept as filler. Again, you have something like labeled records are standard and labeled records are omit. That option is also there. So you will see eventually. So I think Naresh sir will tell you by next tomorrow's class or day after tomorrow's
Yeah,
right?
okay,
But you are loading these bytes means 3 bytes of numbers which are the keys, okay, and then 4 bytes of your name, whatever 4, 10, whatever the bytes. So it is not distinguishing between the name and the spaces. So everything it is taking continuously up to the 80 record. That's why it is showing 80. And again, how RBA is generated, that is none of our concern. And I don't know about that. Okay,
yeah, okay, okay.
right. Okay. So we will see about another command. Okay, repro is done, I think. So now we will see about the print. Okay. So let's see about the print. Yes. Yes, Manohar, tell me. PSS. Yes. Yes, yes, you can do it. Yes, you can do it. 100%. Okay. If you see, you can do it, or else you can merge it and you can send it. And you can definitely put multiple DD names. Okay? That is for you to try. Okay. So what you can do if you are creating such like in the repro, if you are going over here, you just give like DD2, DD3, DD4, like this you give. All those will be concatenated and sent. If concatenation is not done, then you use your IEB journal. Okay, concatenate it and then send.
So we can
You will
use
see,
SUT1 system.
yes, system utility you can use anywhere. Okay,
Okay, sir.
system utility functions you can use anywhere. What it will do, sysut1 and dd concatenation, if you do, it will do automatic concatenation. Not a problem. Okay.
Then we don't have to give that retro info about for.
Then you don't have to give your repro command you are telling. So what you are telling, I
Yes.
understood. So if you, yeah, so if you give over here, like step one, exec pgm equal to IEB channel, right? Then you will do like the sysut1 dd, the dsn equal to, let us say, ps1, and the disposition you will put it as share, right? Now, over here, you will put like sysut2 dd, then the dsn equal to ps3. Okay. And then if you want the disposition, you can put it as mod. If it is not created, I think Morning Sir has told you. If it is not created, it will create it and it will go. And other DCV parameters also you can give. And if you want to concatenate, just give double forward slash and then use your double DD statement. The DSN equal to your PS2. Okay. Then again the disk equal to share. So both the data from PS1 and PS2 will be copied, concatenated, and copied into the PS3. So over here, you can use the PS3. That's it. Understood this? So once you are completing this, you can just give like forward slash and this one, and you can continue. Not an issue. Okay. So you will go to the
Sir,
print
and
command.
also we are using the disposition share now, sir.
Yes.
Because I
In
mean,
which
old
one?
and share also
Here.
there.
This one.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
any of that, even in the ID camps also, they are using disposition is equal to share now. Because I mean,
Yes.
old and share are also used for the transferring the data. So when we will
Yes.
use the old and when we will use share, difference between that.
So if you are using old, okay. So in the disposition, if you are using old, so other users using your in your mainframe same terminal, okay. Other users on the same terminal will not be able to write in it, right? Will not be able to write in it. And if you are using share, it means only read purpose. At that time, what you will do, if it is new, then it can write, or else only it is in a read purpose, then everyone can use. Yeah? Everyone can use. All the users, whoever has the access, they can use that file. So if you are giving it as old, what will happen? If you are giving it as old, people will actually the data people can not access that, and if you are giving more, definitely they cannot access. Okay, according to their access method means what access they are given. So there is something called in the access. If you know Linux, you will have something like there is a group access. Okay, r W and IW, some things are there. So in the administrator, they will give you an access based on your ID. So if you have read R, okay, read, insert, okay, read and write. So in the group, okay, this is for the group level. Okay, this is for the, I think for the user level, and this is again for the directory level. Some things are there which I am also not clear about. So according to that, an old will behave. Okay, and one more thing, if you have given the disposition equal to old, what will happen? The old data will be deleted and new data will new data will appear, right? And if you
Yeah,
give
it's
the
in the
disposition,
output. Yeah, it will erase
it's in
the
the,
data in that output. I'm asking, I mean,
yes,
have doubt in that input data if you give the share or older.
input. Yes, that's what I am telling. It is taking as
Yes,
an
yes.
input.
Now I
So
got it.
yes, you are taking as an input. So if you are user one, let us say you are user one, okay, and you have opened PS1 in old mode, okay, then your friend who is user two, okay, if he is opening it even in the share mode, he might face trouble. Okay, he might face trouble even while reading. But if you use it in the mod, so definitely this user too cannot access it. Understood?
Yes, yes, sir. Got it. In the real time, we use share.
Real time 102,000% you will only use share. If you can use
Oh,
mod only if you are creating. So suppose if
okay,
you are
okay, sir.
creating a new data set, then you will use the mod. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, okay, sir. Now got it.
Anyone else? Right. So we will move to the print statement. I was telling, right? Okay. So the print in your VSAM, it is used for printing. printing whatever is there in your KSDS, right? KSDS, ESDS, whatever. Okay. So how do you use your print? So you have to give your control commands as print, then whatever the input file you have, okay, print input file in file and then the DD name, okay, DD1. Then you have another option. You can give either char, okay, character. So you can use char or character like this. You can give, and you can also use something called as a skip. Okay, what will it do? It will skip some records. So skip 20, like this you can give, and you can also use something called as count. So you can use like count 2. Right? Print is very important, right? So what this is used for? This is used. This is used to print the vsam. Okay, and then it will show its output in school, right? Okay. So, and one more thing it can be used for, okay, it can also be used for knowing whether a PS is empty, whether a PS is empty or it has records, right? So this is how it is used, and this is very means this is also an important interview question. This print command, you have to be good with it. So what all are there? Print and in file, then the DD name. Okay, then you can also give the except in file. You can also give, I think, the in data set. This in data set you can give, and then the character if you want to see character except